you go to Washington, D.C., you see Bible verses everywhere, quotes from, the original founders. This was a Christian nation. Europe, same thing. Christianity, Catholicism spread through Europe. It's a Christian part of the world. And I don't know how you get that way where you're so where the society becomes so complacent toward it. Mm-hmm. Like what changes? I would think comfort is what changes,
Yeah. Just a general
it sucks
self-orientation, I guess.
It sucks because I love being comfortable. There's nothing I love more than being comfortable. You know what I mean?
I think most people would agree with you.
Yeah. I love comfort.
Yeah.
I love blankets and warmth and, but that makes people weak and that makes people susceptible for picking up BS and making excuses. But that's why I think Voice of the Martyrs is such a good charity. You ever heard of that charity?
Yeah. I think you put them on my radar.
Yeah, they will go. They actually are doing work. The guy who started it was Richard Wurmbrand. He spent 14 years in a communist prison camp from Romania. This dude wrote a couple books. One of his books, Torture for Christ, was like that catapulted me into the faith. Mm-hmm. And he talks about spreading the gospel in communist, atheist Russia, because every communist nation is atheist. Mm-hmm. Every single one. There's not a single one that isn't. Atheism is the official religion. You look to China, people who join the Communist Party have to denounce all religion. Yeah. Like they have to sign a contract and everything, denouncing everything. There can be no religious belief. But he says when he was spreading the gospel in Russia in the late 40s, early 50s, he says, these people are thirsty for truth, thirsting for truth. He was recounting the story of, he opens one of his books, he's recounting the story where he's telling this guy about Jesus and his life. And as he's walking through his ministry, the guy is falling in love with Jesus. And then he gets to the crucifixion. The dude breaks down. He's like, they've killed my Lord. He's never heard this before.
That's crazy that they're adults because of our context.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows it. Yeah, everybody knows Jesus was born and he went to him. He heard that they killed him and he died. And the guy, they said he fell to his knees wailing, saying, "They killed my Lord." And then he gets to the resurrection. You have to read this book. You have to read Torture for Christ. He gets to the resurrection and this guy jumps up. I can't believe my God's alive. He lives. He lives. He lives. I can't read that section of the book without bawling. I can't, I'm talking like tears because that's so beautiful that you almost want that. You want to experience that first time for yourself. Like this dude, first time he hears about Jesus, he's in love with him. And it's crazy. But he says, when you go to these nations, these people are thirsty for truth because they're denied it.
Yeah.
North Korea, I can't even imagine. Those people think that leader is God.
Yeah.
They are so deceived. And I was reading recently, defectors, they would get maybe 6,000 to 8,000 defectors a year. They would escape. It's almost down to zero. They have that country on such lockdown, no one gets out anymore.
I saw that video of, I think it was a soldier trying to escape and his own fellow soldiers hunt him down.
Yeah. And these people are to the point, because it's several generations now, they really believe it. They believe that America, people are starving to death and there's no food over here. Meanwhile, these people are boiling grass to survive. It's insane.
That's crazy.
And that's when I start kind of researching this, because I'm over here in America in a comfortable bubble. We are a spoiled people. And it sucks that we're sitting here dogging on it, but the church needs to be the bastion. It needs to be improved. And it only starts with the hearts that are changed and sanctification, renewing of your mind.
Yeah. Being more conformed to the image of Jesus. So before I took on this assistant pastor role, I did a Q&A with the congregation. I was like, ask me anything you want. It's I want to have very clear expectations. I don't want there to be any blind spots or assumptions that 2 or 3 months from now, you're like, whoa, what are you talking about? So I was ask me anything you want. And one of the guys asked me, Like, do you see, do you have like a plan, or do you see opportunity? What are you going to do to like help this church grow? And I was like, that's not entirely my job. I was like, my job is to equip you and teach you how to go out and live a life that resembles Jesus, preaches the gospel, lives out all those characteristics like love and truth and compassion and mercy and all those things. And when you do that and people see your life, that will attract people to
Yeah.
you and to the church. I don't even mean like attract you to a church service, because I would hope
Right.
much more for you than that. But like, my job is to equip you to go out and live a Christ-like life. Once you're saved, like, it's just to help you be more and more formed to the image of Jesus. That's my job. But it's not on me
What did he say?
to make this church. No, he just nodded. Like, I think he agreed. I think a few people kind of nodded, and I was like, don't assume like if the church isn't growing that it's Dan's
Yeah.
fault. It's like, that is not my job.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Exactly.
You got a point. Listen, that's the consumer mentality of the church almost.
Yeah.
Like, what
It's
is
like-
the pastor going to do to grow?
Yeah.
Ask not what you can do, what the
Right.
church can do.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
You have a point there. The body is supposed to make it grow.
Yeah.